Thank you very much. A short introduction about myself, so thank you. My name is Yvan, and as explained, this is my LinkedIn page, so we can connect together. I've been in technology since I was 12, 13, I think, so a very long time. And today I want to discuss with you, or to give you a sense about disruptive HR. And I will try to avoid any, buzzwords. Digital transformation, talent management, and so on. So I will speak for myself based on my personal observation. This is nothing to do with Oracle. This is really about my personal experience. And as you explained, I'm discussing with lots of customers across EMEA, APAC regions, and I see a lot of organizations who are completely in panic mode. And this is nothing to do with the HR trends, with the technology. Is really about how we are going as an HR organizations to support our customer, internal customer, in order to address the business challenge, the business transformation. So that's really the main topic. And all of them are in this panic mode, and they are moving away from their classic HR systems. I mean, big static monolithic HR systems which have nothing to do with employee engagement, connectivity, sharing, but just about big application, big stuff. So the point here is that all of us, we are digital. I mean, people are digital. And HR is about to follow people. So that's why HR is digital as well. So the point I want to discuss now is about when you are a digital HR organization, you have to deal with employees. Basic stuff. But employees are very complex now. As an employee, you can deal with people who are contractor, part-time, people with multiple jobs, multiple activities, working across different regions. So no HR systems today are set up to manage this kind of complexity. So the point there is that I was reading a Deloitte study a few days ago, which mentioned that 92% of organizations today think that they are not ready in terms of HR organizations, HR support to their employees to support this business transformation, new transformation of business model of the customer, of their organizations. 92%. And only 14%, 1/4, think that they know how to set up this organization. The rest, they have no clue about that. So that's this kind of challenge we have to face. And let's think about that. This is a screenshot of internal Oracle system. This is my hierarchy. Okay, so this is my name there. And we, in large organizations, we are used to deal with hierarchy organizations. I mean hierarchy, top-down driven organization. And if we think about our personal experience in this room, as individual, or like very small business, we know that the hierarchy organization doesn't work. We work thanks to network. So the challenge for the large organization is to move away from this diagram and to effectively implement a network model. But it's a big challenge for a large organization. We know that work is always done in a network, and basically some research proves that. For example, we know that our brain can only store 100 relationships. So if you're working in a company like Oracle, 130,000 people, you cannot deal and work in a network mode with so many relationships. You can only work with 100 relationships. So how do large organizations manage that? Basically, they decentralize, they split. So like at Oracle, but perhaps in your organization, you have small business units, small shops, small manufacturing plants. So we split in order to be able to manage this small number of relationships. So the question is how people do interact and share information with others in this network model. I do think it's about culture. That's my personal observation. And the HR studies, reports, framework models always deal with hierarchy models. They don't really deal with network. And that's why perhaps that the HR system leveraging all experience and papers about HR are really hierarchy driven. So this is an example of Slack collaboration tool we are using at Oracle. And the point there I would like to mention is that no HR system is able to deal with, let's say, employee engagement. And employee engagement is something, if you Google it, employee engagement, you will see that it impacts directly the business outcomes. So coming back from the first point, large organizations need to work in network mode. In order to implement network mode, which is a cultural aspect, we need to implement an employee engagement level, which will drive the business outcomes. So the point there is, if we, let's say, think about where does the engagement work very well? What are the good practice? So lots of organizations have a look on organization where employee engagement is very good. And we start to think about, is it, let's say, technical companies, like Salesforce, Google, Amazon, Oracle, and so on? No. Large organization, small organization? Not at all. US-based organization, French, Swiss organization? No. We didn't find any pattern to identify why organization implement a very good employee engagement. The only lesson we learned is that in this kind of organizations, leaders take care about people. They value people. That's the only conclusion about that. So the question is, we don't have to copy Google, we don't have to copy Facebook in order to be a highly employee engagement organization. And think about that. Last year in US, we identified the, let's say, best working place, attractive place with employee engagement. And to be honest with you, it's in a very boring transaction business. This is a mortgage broker. So a mortgage broker in US has been elected last year as the most attractive company for employee engagement with huge business outcomes. So it has nothing to do with tech. It has nothing to do with, let's say, chief happiness officer and all this kind of nice stuff. Okay? So the question now is about the technology. What is the impact of the technology? And as explained previously, I'm acting as an architect. I'm a pre-sales in the Oracle organizations. I love technology. But I think that we have been sold addictive drugs with technology, to be honest with you. So my point is, for example, every day in US, all US employees in one day, all of them, watch on their mobile 10 billions per day. Here, this is the number of hours in US adults spend on their mobile. And a lot of studies try to identify a pattern between the usage of the mobile device and the productivity. Big surprise. No significant impact during the last 15 years between the usage of a new technology and the productivity in the US. So my conclusion is that we didn't yet adopt the technology. And that's the question of the day today. I can get you how technology could influence the employee engagement, because it didn't work so far, definitively. So we cannot predict what the technology will bring. Obviously, virtual reality, chatbot, digital assistant, artificial intelligence could help. We don't really know how, but we assume that these kind of technologies, and this is our assumption at Oracle, will make the work better, will influence the employee engagement. So, some ideas to improve the employee engagement. First is a massive consolidation for the HR, ERP system, CRM systems. So this is example. This afternoon I take a picture of our internal system. So in one place, I have all my information about my job, about HR, about payment, payroll, contribution, project management, project resource management, finance aspects, sales, and so on. So we see this big combination of capabilities across multiple systems in one place. That's the first idea about this move to better employee engagement. The second big transformation we see is to make the work easier. We need to provide data storytelling, data visualization, self-service. And I will come back to this point about HR data and analytics. We discussed before this meeting about appraisal. Perhaps, like me, we have annual appraisal, or let's say 2 appraisals per year. But you know how the appraisal meeting influence not only your salary, but your project, the way you are going to work. And it's only once per year? Really? I'm doing my job all the day. I'm expecting continuous appraisal. I'm expecting continuous feedback from my manager, from my colleagues, from my partners, from customers in order to help me to improve myself. So this is something also we see a big trend to move away from episodic HR activity to a more continuous activity. Another point is, if you ask someone, why did you join the company you are working in? Or if you think yourself about, I should perhaps move to another group, another organization. Is it about employee engagement? Is it about the culture? Of course, all of these questions are really important. But my personal experience I'm sharing with you today is that when I'm asking for my next job or next activity, my main question is, what can I learn from this company? What can I learn from this other group? So the question, which is the most important to attract people to join your organization, is really to explain what you will learn from us. It's not about technologies, it's not about business. Things about the mortgage broker company. I'm pretty sure they can explain what you will learn from us. So another point, obviously, is analytics. Okay, all my discussions with customer and partners is always about HR analytics. Analytics is exploding. But the main point I would like to share with you is not anymore HR data to drive HR process. We don't care. We don't care at all about HR data to drive HR process. We care about people data to improve productivity, sales, business outcomes, and so on. So that's the big change. When we're speaking about analytics, we move away from HR data for HR process. People data to improve business, to improve productivity. So perhaps you know that we have a big event at Oracle next week, and we will make big announcement about products and solutions. I have no secret to share there, but just one thing. We are changing at Oracle our way of working as well. And we are now we do have a new mission statement, which is to help people with data to see new things. So the point, and I would like to share with you here, is not anymore to do HR analytics stuff, KPIs, and so on. It's really to provide data which will help people, employees, to make a better work. And I do think that it's a direction for HR as well. So the biggest transformation from my perspective for HR organization, and this is what I see on the field, is that HR organizations are moving more and more from a, let's say, HR process design to design thinking. So the point is that HR are not anymore looking for HR process, KPIs, how to equip with technologies their HR process. They try to understand what is the workday life of my employees. How can I make them better in the job? And let me be very, let's say, aggressive with that. I think that if we move from a design thinking process for HR to a design thinking process, we need less HR in the HR organization. So let me be very clear with that. I don't want to be misunderstood. I think that we need more non-HR people in the HR organization. And at the same time, I think that we need more HR people in the other line of business. So that's my point. We need less HR people in HR organization. Personal observation. Please challenge me during the Q&A session of So the point here is really to make the work better, to make a great experience. So to complement, if if you think about job for HR, it's not anymore to select an HR solutions from Oracle or whatever, to implement the solution, to run, to operate the solution. This is not the job. It's really to design the way employees are working and to provide capability. So for example, it's a screenshot. So my agenda, I put in my agenda HR Hacking Geneva Day for today, okay? And the system detects that and suggests me some slides automatically I could use today. And I was, let's say, discussing with a chatbot in order to say what are the last HR trends and give me some trends like the Deloitte statistics and so on I'm using in front of you. This is the way I expect HR organization to help me to do my job. Not to put me in an annual appraisal, fire and forget, but really continuous feedbacks, continuous support. So we are looking more for, let's say, employee tool versus HR tool. And that's one point. And as well, HR need to take risk. I think that we need to put you in an uncomfort zone in order to find new approach, new solutions. And the last point I would like to share with you is that we are definitely not what we are saying. We are always what we are doing. So I really expect also from you to have lessons and feedbacks in order to improve all these fantastic activities in the HR. Thank you very much.